Shadowplay has come to Linux. Install Flatpak on your distro if you haven't already, usually done by the usual package manager for your distribution. Link to instructions for most distros in the description. Then in a terminal, run flatpak install flathub com.dec05 eba.gpu_screen_recorder. When prompted, choose option 1 to install the program with system access, as GPU screen recorder will need it for hotkeys and to access your graphics card's hardware video encoders. Then hit Y to approve the installation. Now run it either from the terminal or from your application menu. By default, it looks like this. Kind of plain, not super exciting. You could totally use it like this. You have options for codecs, save locations, and so on. But we want the fancy stuff. If you click Try Out New UI in the top right and approve the switch, then relaunch GPU Screen Recorder, you're presented with a solid clone of Nvidia Shadowplay's overlay. Go into Options. Here you can change the colors to green, red, or blue based on your GPU vendor for Nvidia, AMD, or Intel respectively, if you wish. Make sure it's set to run at system startup and to use hotkeys, though you could also set it up with virtual input devices, such as a Stream Deck, and you can call it up with Alt-Z, just like Shadowplay. Now you have 3 familiar options: instant replay, record, or stream. Go into the settings for recording or instant replay, and you can change video codecs using your GPU's hardware video encoder for best performance, which also supports HEVC and AV1 if you're on Intel Arc, AMD RX 7000 or newer, or Nvidia RTX 40 series or newer graphics cards, for HDR if you game in HDR2. You can also just use these encoders for SDR, which is great. You can choose a quality profile, target whichever frame rate you want, and make sure you choose constant frame rate if you plan on editing these clips in any video editor, or you'll have sync issues. And so on. You have lots of options here. Then set up a record time and start playing. By default, you can call up the instant replay recording with Alt F10, just like Nvidia Shadowplay. I had some initial hiccups when first installing. If you try to use the flatpak file rather than the specific command giving it system access, it won't be able to install the new UI, or you might lose out on GPU encoders. But otherwise, this feels nearly identical to the core Shadowplay experience on Windows, and arguably better, as it gives you a lot of different audio recording options for application-specific audio or multi-device audio, which people have been requesting from Nvidia for a long time. Meanwhile, Intel is not going to continue developing their Shadowplay equivalent on Windows anymore, which sucks. It seems like every day the list of things that keep Linux from being viable, even for creators, keeps shrinking. This rules, and I'm stoked to finally have an easy clips option on my gaming PC again. I've been running Bazite full-time on my gaming PC for 5 months now, only swapping to Windows for Photoshop or Resolve work, or to play Minecraft Bedrock with my kiddo. I'll have a full video on this experience soon. Remember to be kind, rewind.